Alright, you guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to do a video on what I would, like the first upgrades I would do on my Foxbody Mustang. I'm not going to tell you a top 5 or 10 or anything like that. This is just a few upgrades I would do on my Foxbody Mustang if I was to first purchase one. So, I got some on the table here, and then there's a couple on one of the cars I want to show you. And that's about it, so we'll get started. Probably one of the first upgrades. Now some of these upgrades I don't have on some of the cars, which I will get to eventually. But one upgrade that I like to do on my cars is aluminum drive shaft. So, you know, Ford Racing makes a good aluminum drive shaft. There's a couple other ones out there. You know, it's personal preference. Like, I know everybody's going to ask me what brand's the best, or you know, it's really personal preference, you guys. You know, some of those reputable companies are good. You know, any reputable company is going to be good. So this is a Ford Racing aluminum drive shaft here, which will go in the 93 coupe. You know, less rotating mass on the crankshaft, you know, shit like that. So that's why I like to do aluminum drive shaft. Just puts a little less weight underneath the car. And you can feel a little bit of difference on these aluminum drive shafts. So next is a cam. We got a cam sitting here. This is an older cam, but you know, I recommend a B cam, an F cam. You know, any Anderson N41. You know, any Anderson cam's really nice, but you got to make sure you're going to upgrade your springs and your valve train is going to handle the cam. So make sure whatever cam you get, your valve train and everything's going to handle it. So so that's a good upgrade. A lot of people say, yeah, throw a cam in your car, and I agree. So, you know, you want that sound. That's what we do. You got to put a different cam in them. Now, following with a cam, when it comes to sound, your exhaust. I recommend upgrading your exhaust if you want that, you know, nice Foxbody Mustang sound. You know, it could be like a higher tone kind of rough sound, or high pitch, or low rumble, or whatever. I got a set of Catback Flowmasters, American Thunder Super 44 set right here. So I like Flowmaster and I like Mac. So those are the two. I will recommend exhaust. So Flowmaster and Mac get you a good Catback system on your car, right? And like I said, these are Super 44s. You know, Flowmaster makes a really nice exhaust with the nice chrome tips. You know, really nice setup. So I got 2 sets of these. Next, we're gonna go with it. I would recommend an alternator, right? So we got an alternator right here, and of course you want to make sure you support it with a nice amp and cable setup for it. 130 amp or 160 amp alternator is good enough. This alternator is 160 amps, but most people go with 130 amps. So I do recommend an alternator. You know, you guys want to, you know, that's just gonna make the car run better. You know, when you start turning on all your shit, your radio, your lights, all that shit, it's gonna support it. So I do recommend an alternator. And I do realize that some people recommend the same things, but then I'm recommending a little bit different things. Like, you know, I've noticed, you know, aluminum drive shaft. I recommend aluminum drive shaft. So, but yeah, alternator for sure, you guys. We're gonna go look at this 90 notchback. There's a couple upgrades I recommend on that, and we'll wrap it up. All right, you guys. There's a couple more upgrades I recommend when you first get your Foxbody Mustang. The strut brace here you see across, there's a Maximum Motorsports strut brace you see going from one strut to the other. I recommend a strut brace on your car if you're, you know, that's if you can fit it, because some of your intake setups or whatnot might not fit it. So If you got like just a regular GT40 setup or just a stock upper and lower, you know, most strut braces will fit. So strut braces I recommend, especially when you're putting you know, over 300 horsepower, you know, in these cars. Really, a strut brace is good. And then of course the caster cambers here. Those are actually Maximum Motorsports as well. I do recommend casters and a strut brace for your Fox, especially if you plan on putting a lot of horsepower in these cars. And then the last thing I recommend that I'm not going to get underneath the damn car for is a subframe connector. So you guys, I do recommend a subframe connector on every Fox. That should probably be your #1 upgrade, is a subframe connectors underneath your car, because that's where you're going to get most of your twist. So that's about it right now. You know, that's really the main upgrades that I would do on my car. All right, you guys, that's it. You know, very simple upgrades to do. I think most of them are very important to do. So, I mean, that's what I would do if I was to get my first Foxbody Mustang. You know, aluminum drive shaft, catback exhaust, cam, upgrade to alternator, you know, subframe connector, strut tower, caster cameras. Once you get all that stuff on it, you know, really the car is pretty good, you know. So that's my recommendation when you first buy your Foxbody Mustang, is all these upgrades that I had explained in this video. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next video.